Student, welcome to our last part of respiration, that is part 5. In last 4 sessions we have seen that aerobic respiration, aerobic cellular respiration takes place in 3 stages. Glycolysis, which yields 8 ATP. From glycolysis, glucose is converted to pyruvate, and then pyruvate, intermediate step of glycolysis and Krebs cycle, is pyruvate to acetyl CoA. It gives us 2 NADH. Now in the Krebs cycle it gives us 24 ATP, and the last step of the respiration, that is ETC, where we are saying whatever the intake of oxygen is related to the respiration. Here actual oxygen is utilized in this ETC. What happens? What is ETC? It is the electron transfer chain. Electron transport chain. And in this ETC, actual oxidation of indirect sources of ATP. What are the indirect sources of ATP? NADH and FADH. Correct? So actual oxidation of NADH and FADH2 takes place. Here O2 NADH is and FADH is getting oxidized, releasing the ATP. Okay, so total gain of aerobic cellular respiration is 4 ATP plus 24 ATP plus 6 ATP. So total gain, we can say that total gain of ATP is 8 plus 24 plus 8, 6, sorry, it is 38 molecules of ATP we are getting in the cellular respiration. Okay, and now the last part of respiration is anaerobic respiration. What is anaerobic respiration? We have seen that wherever the oxygen is not involved, that is anaerobic respiration. Now in the first part only I told you that for aerobic and anaerobic both respiration, first step is common, that is glycolysis. Whatever the glucose is oxidized over here, first step for aerobic and anaerobic is common, that is glycolysis. So what is the end product of glycolysis? Pyruvate. Correct? So in our aerobic respiration, what happens with pyruvate? Now you may have doubt that why I wrote these 3 pyruvate, because pyruvic acid is what we can say broke down in 3 different manner in the 3 different patterns of organisms. First, if we are saying anaerobic respiration in the yeast, what happens with pyruvate? It is getting fermented and what is the end product? That is alcohol. Now in microorganisms, some microorganisms are also respiring through anaerobic respiration. So we can write over here microbes. So what happened with pyruvate in the microbial respiration? It leads to fermentation only, but it gives different types of acids. Okay, so here also fermentation, and here pyruvate, wherever the, as we discussed in the prior, that is lactic acid formation in the absence or lack of oxygen. Where it is taking place? Wherever suppose water is accumulated on the soil over there seeds cannot respire, they cannot take the dissolved oxygen. So over here this type of breakdown of pyruvate or this type of respiration is taking place, and in case of human being, here it carries out in the muscle cells. As we discussed prior, players got cramps. Why they got cramps? Because they are facing lack of oxygen. So muscle cells undergo the anaerobic respiration, breaking pyruvate into lactic acid. And over here microbes are fermenting pyruvate, resulting into vinegar. So now we know 4 types how pyruvate is getting broken down. Aerobic respiration, acetyl-CoA, citric acid. Then anaerobic respiration, 2 types, that is fermentation, alcohol, and then vinegar. And the lack of oxygen, wherever the lack of oxygen is there, that time pyruvate is getting broken down into lactic acid. So this is all about respiration. Thank you children. If you like the channel, if you like the video, please do subscribe my channel. Thank you.